Welcome to the Ask Jordan podcast, answering your questions about selling on Amazon. Now, he's flipped more toys than a stadium full of toddlers. From Long Island, New York, here's your host, Jordan Malik.
Hello, Amazon sellers. My name is Jordan Malik. Thanks so much for joining me. This is the Ask Jordan podcast, 62nd episode, 6-2. Thanks so much for making me part of your day. I'm recording this just a couple days before Christmas Eve 2014. It's been a very different holiday season, I think, for a lot of Amazon sellers. A huge influx of competition this Christmas, mostly from sellers who are buying products on other stores and then receiving them and then shipping them in to sell on Amazon FBA with mixed results. I did pretty well this year. I'm sure you did either well, or maybe you broke even, or you didn't do well at all. But, stick with this podcast or listen to the archives and stick with me through 2015, because, there's a lot of different ways for you to be sourcing products. And kind of the easy way of just buying stuff online a few weeks before Christmas and then crossing your fingers that you're going to sell it for a profit. Those days are more or less over in many cases. So I hope you remain an avid listener, and I'll give you a lot of ideas to help you compete more effectively next Christmas or, any other major holiday. So if you're listening for the first time, welcome. This is the podcast where we only answer your question about selling on Amazon. And every episode we answer a different question from you, the listener, about selling on Amazon. If you missed an episode, that's all right. Go to askjordan.net. You can see the most recent episodes there. You can view them on YouTube or on Stitcher or on iTunes. And there's a link on that page at askjordan.net. You can link to our archived episodes that are older and listen to those as well. If you want to hear your voice on an episode and get 7 of my best-selling ebooks 100% free, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that after we answer today's question. And today's question is from Ryan Tomlinson about what price point to buy at when you're buying goods to resell on Amazon. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hello, Mr. Malik. Ryan Tomlinson here. My Amazon store is Avinu, A-V-I-N-U. I want to thank you for taking my question. I'm a big fan of the Ask Jordan podcast and all the resources that you have available for us. My question today is regarding rules and guidelines for purchasing an item to sell on Amazon. I've heard it said that an item should have a minimum selling price of $10 to $15 before purchasing an item, and also that an item must sell for 3 times the purchase price. That just seems to be the rules and guidelines I have found from other blogs and resources, and I was just curious if that matches your rules and guidelines. Any advice that you have regarding this would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much.
Ryan, that's a great question. Thank you, by the way, for the compliments about our show. I do appreciate that you're an avid listener and that you like it. So, Ryan, let me just give you some basics of what I do. Every seller may think a little bit differently. I made a cheat sheet for you in case you want to go right to that. It's jordanmalik.com/buy price. The word buy price, lowercase altogether, jordanmalik.com/buy price. You can look at that or download it, print it, take it with you. And anybody who's listening to this podcast can do the same. It's for everybody. So I don't ignore items that are priced under $10 necessarily. So the general rule of thumb is that I will pay up to $1 for an item that sells for at least $8 among the FBA sellers. That means you have a group of sellers on Amazon. Depending on the product, you have a group of sellers that sell the product. They fulfill it from home. They're called merchant fulfilled. I try to send everything into Amazon's warehouses. So if I see no FBA sellers, I'll typically buy the item because I know I'll be the only FBA seller, at least for a short period of time, regardless of price, as long as I can make a nice profit, which I'll get into in a moment. But generally, there's going to be a mix of Amazon FBA sellers. Those are sellers that have the product at Amazon's warehouses, and some non-FBA, meaning merchant fulfilled sellers. I kind of focus on the FBA sellers, the one that have the products at the Amazon warehouse. I'll only buy a product if I know I can make a profit. Let's say if the product I'm buying is under $1, I'll only buy it if it's the lowest price. So the lowest Amazon fulfilled price is around $8 or higher. Okay, the lowest FBA price. So typically there's a handful of sellers. One seller might have it at $8 at the lowest price, and 2 other sellers might have it at $10. A third seller has it at $15. I'm always looking at the lowest price. Now, why do I buy an item that costs $1 that'll sell for around $8? Well, generally I'll do it if I can get a decent quantity. For me, a decent quantity is only about 10 quantity 10, for instance. Here's an example. I was at a store about a year ago and I bought some Pez candy dispensers, different characters, Star Wars, DC Comics, Looney Tunes, etc. And the reason why I bought them is that I knew that come, around the holidays like Easter and Christmas, these make little stocking stuffers that people will buy for $10 and up. And I think the current prices were about $8 and up. The lowest Amazon fulfilled prices were $8. And I bought them for $1.25 a piece. And that's because your net profit per piece is going to be $3-4. And within a few minutes, I had scooped up, let's just say I scooped up 10 of them. There's probably more, but if I scooped up 10, I just spent a few minutes and I spent $11, maybe $12 after tax with a net potential pre-tax profit after all Amazon seller fees of $30-40. That's not bad, a $10 investment. And I know I'll get $30 to $40 back. It may not be right away. It may be over a course of, several months. So that's the smaller margin items. I'll pay up to $3 for an item that has a lowest Amazon FBA price. That again means lowest Amazon fulfilled price among all sellers of $10 to $14. Okay. And again, I probably won't do it if I just find quantity one. If I can find quantity 8, 7, 8 or more, then I'll bother with that. And if you're listening and you're relatively new to selling on Amazon, how do I know what it's selling for? Well, I use a app on my iPhone. It's made for the iPhone and Android phone called Profit Bandit. It costs $10 a month. It's made for Amazon sellers. You download the app onto your phone, iPhone or Android phone, and your built-in camera scans the barcode of an item. And then after it scans the barcode, it displays on your screen the competing seller prices for a product that's on Amazon. That's how I figure that out. Another example, I will pay up to $5 for an item that has the lowest Amazon FBA price. Again, Ryan, that's the lowest among Amazon fulfilled sellers that are selling it via the Amazon.com warehouse. I'll pay up to $5 if the item sells on Amazon, the lowest price between $15 and $17. And that's where kind of that rule of three comes in that you mentioned earlier, that anything that's kind of like above $15, you focus on the rule of three. You want to make sure that what you're buying it for is 1/3 the lowest price it's selling for on Amazon. Right? So if you see an item that's selling on Amazon for the lowest price of $18, that means the maximum you want to pay for it is 1/3 of that, or $6. I generally don't bother with an oversized item because extra fees come into play, weight handling fees and pick and pack fees come into play. I usually won't bother with oversized items at all unless that the minimum of that rule of three applies. So that I can get only buy an oversized item if I can get at least 3 times what I pay for it. Okay, so again, Ryan, that link is jordanmalik.com/buy price. That'll give you my little personal cheat sheet that I use when I'm trying to figure out at what price point am I buying at, and I hope that helps you, Ryan. Ryan gets all 7 of my ebooks about selling on Amazon and eBay. Ryan, just go to AskJordan.net, click on the small envelope icon in the upper right-hand corner. Send me an email so I know where to send your ebooks to. And if you, the listener, want to submit a question to the Ask Jordan podcast and have a chance to win all of my best-selling ebooks just like Ryan, call 516-619-ONLINE, 516-619-ONLINE, or go to AskJordan.net and scroll down, look for the directions on submitting your question. Hey, thanks for listening. This has been the Ask Jordan podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Malik, and I'll see you again in our next episode.